Right, so I'm going to put this at the start of the video. This video is going to be called How to Get 17 free days of grazing on heifers, because this grazing has cost us nothing, because normally we let this go to waste and it doesn't get grazed, but because we've utilised it this year, it means we've had 17 free days of grazing where it didn't, apart from the cost of me putting an electric fence up that wall side, it cost me nothing. Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. And in today's video we are in the field with the heifers, if you can make them out. There's a few there in the distance. So they're still, well, it's been 2 weeks, it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow since we walked them up the main road. Well, you'll see in the video where we walked them up the main road and put them on this ground. So this ground, the ground we walked them from is ground that we rent, which is away from the farm, which is where they've been for the summer. And then this ground that they've come onto is ground that we actually own. And this is 44 acres of silage ground that never gets grazed. It's normally left alone at this time of year. We take 3 cuts of silage off it, and then that's it for the year. It doesn't get used for anything else. But this year, because it's closest to the ground that we rent, we brought the heifers onto this first, and then what we're going to have to do is we're going to, in a couple of days, we're going to cross them across the main road and bring them back home, because I think they're going to come in soon. They're getting close. They're getting eaten up. The weather's set to change in a few days' time. It's a lovely day today. Can't beat it. See some of the heifers there. Yeah, but it's lovely today, but they're making the most of it now. Today is the 13th of November, so I think about a couple days time they're going to come back. There's definitely not going to be much left after the next 2 days, because I'll flip the camera around now and I'll show you how close down they're vetting it. So this is what they're vetting of the grass. There's literally nothing left now. Literally nothing. There's a few molehills under the wall side here. So there is a gap down further down this wall, and I'm just making my way down to just go and chuck that up. But there's a lot of molehills. And one thing I have noticed is, in this ground especially, hello girls, this is only some of them, there's some in the other field far over there. There's a lot of bare patches if you look down low, so let's try and find a spot. But that's like very, very sparse grass like here. There's not much grass in that square. In this, if you paid a square, there won't be much grass growing in that square. I'm not sure if that's just to do with the fact that this has only ever been silaged, this ground, never grazed. I don't know. That might have something to do with it. But maybe grazing will help that out. Maybe it'll make it thicken out in the bottom, sort of thing. But I don't know. They're definitely getting it down anyway, so hopefully in a couple of days' time we'll be bringing these back, because they're very short of grass now and they'll have to come home. We'll mainly bring them in just mainly because the problem we'll get is, because they're short on grass now, it's, you know, it's middle of November now, grass is really not growing now. So the problem is there isn't enough grass for them to eat. So what they'll do is they'll start pushing at the walls that are behind me, and they'll make a lot of mess. And we don't want that. That's making more work for us. So in a couple of days they're going to come home, and then whether it'll be that day we'll bring them in, or we'll leave them in a field near home and then bring them in the following day, I don't know. But the winter's coming. It's a really nice day today, as you can see. It's a lovely day. It's a lovely day to be alive and working. And it's a lovely day for them to still be outside, because every day that they're outside, it's saving me feeding them and saving me bedding them. So it's saving work, and it's saving money at the same time. So that's why we try and keep them out as long as possible. But the time is going to come where they need to come in, because it's not beneficial. If it gets really wet, they'll start poaching the ground. So they're poaching it a bit around the gateways at minute, where they just make it, you'll see where it's, instead of being grass growing there, the footprints are all there, and it's churned all the grass up. But that's only in the gateways, but if it gets really wet, they'll do the whole field, and that would be a bit of a disaster. And we don't want that, because that means we've lost money then as well, because that ground's not going to recover very well. So yeah, they'll be out another day or two, and then they'll come back in. So hopefully that'll be after what you've just seen. Right, so this is what I mean when I say they get bored and start pushing on the walls. So all this stone here on the floor has fallen out of that wall, and it's basically fallen over. So this is exactly what we don't want. So they've done that. You naughty girls, you've destroyed my wall. So what I just need to do now is just put that stone back in there and build it so it looks like that again. I won't video that because I haven't got my tripod with me, and I've got nowhere I could really sit my phone to video this. So yeah, we'll get that thrown back up, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards, unless it all goes wrong. Right, so I've nearly finished the wall. There's just a couple of stones on that side down there to put on this side, but I'm gonna have to walk all the way up the wall side here and back down. So yeah, I'll leave the view so you can see it looking like that. We've just obviously got a bit missing there, but I'll go around the other side now and just pick that up. So this is what I mean by poaching. So it's all getting trodden up, all the grass here. This is only the gateway, so it's not really that bad. So it's the same on this side as well, but it's just where they're all walking all the time. So cows at this time of the year, the best way to describe it is cows have got 5 feet, or 5 mouths, because they've got the mouth they eat from, and then they've got 4 legs that are treading the grass up, which is treading on grass that they could well be eating. So that's one way of looking at it. I've heard that saying before. But that ground will recover. It's only around the gateway, so it's not the end of the world. It's just if it comes wet, the whole field will look like that, and we don't want that, because that would look a right mess, and the ground, it would really damage the soil. You know, you won't go travelling on a field when it's really wet with a tractor and say a heavy muck spreader or a slurry tanker. So why would you let cows tread it up when it's really wet? So that's the reason why, one of the reasons we've got to house them for the winter. So something I'll just point out now, you can see they're here grazing still. You can see here, this is where I'm meaning bare patches. You can actually see ignore my shadow, where slurry was. So these fields had slurry about 5 weeks ago. So you can see all the slurry still there on the floor. It's not gone anywhere. So it won't be doing too much harm because it's still, they've not eaten it. But it's just the fact that they're grazing it down quite low now. It's, you know, it's a bit concerning. But there's none looking ill. They can pick up diseases from it. But they will. There's a good chance that they could pick up worms off it, but we do worm them as soon as they come in, so that's not too big of a problem. But they do know not to eat their own poo. So yeah, just thought I'd show you this because it's quite obvious in this patch here. But they're all still quite happy. They're not mooing wanting to come home just yet. Right, so today is the day they are coming back. So they're going through that gate there and down the road. So I'm just going round the back of them now. Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on, they're going now. Right, so now we've got the hard bit. We've got them all around the gate. Well, apart from this one here. We've now got to cross them across the main road. Come on! Come on! Come on! Hey, 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 hey! Go! Ah, thank you. Thank you.
Bring these heifers down. Good! Come on! Come on! Steady now! Steady! Shh! Steady! In you go! In! Good girls! Good girls! Lovely Joe Black.
He will. Right, so that is the heifers crossed across the main road. So we've just come across in the Land Rover. We've got the dog with us. And what we're just doing is we're taking this electric fence down. So this electric fence we put up to stop them gaining that wood. We're taking it down now because it's no longer needed. So just come over here. And just switch it off there. So it was getting a bit low on power, that. It's a solar panels one. So yeah, it's getting a bit low on power, so that's mainly because there's no sun at this time of year. You know, we're in November now. So we are lacking a bit in the power. It's not gonna work very well when there's no sunlight. So we've run that battery flat, near enough. But we don't really need this now till next year, so that's alright then. Right, so all we're doing is we just need to pick the reel up, which is on the wall there, wind all the wire up, and then pick all the fence posts out. But I'll just flip the camera around now and you can see the heifers right in the distance. So the heifers are right down there. That's where they all are. They've all gone on a bit of a run round. But it won't be long until they're in now, only a matter of days. So today is the 16th of November, and they've been in here for 17 days. They have had, this is basically 17 free days of grazing. Right, so that's all the electric fence picked up. Well, as you can see, there's not much grass left here now. There's a lot of leaves under this wood, obviously, but anyway, we've managed to get 17 days out of them, free grazing, which is a big thumbs up. But you can see they've made a right mess of that wall there, and further up there. That's going to take some fixing. But like I said earlier on in this video, that's what happens when you leave them out, and they get bored, they get short of grass, and they start pushing on walls, and it's a nuisance. That's why they're not going to be out for very much longer. So what we probably might do now is we might get some slurry on this ground. It was slurried about 5 weeks ago roughly, but we've got a lot of slurry again. So we might possibly put some slurry on this in the next day or two if the weather stays fine. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's one of them things. We're better on the fence whether to do that or not, but it had slurry 5 weeks ago. They've grazed it down hard. We just might slurry it again, and then slurry it again in the spring. So slurry it again now, and then again sort of like February, March time. But if not, it's not the end of the world, because there's still muck down there, and it's not actually gone anywhere because we haven't actually had much rain, which is not a bad thing actually. So I'll leave the video as this for now. Heifers are where they should be. They're coming in a day or two. Might video that separately, don't know yet. But for now, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe below, and I'll see you in my next one. See you, bye.